Welcome everyone to Baldur's Gate and Beyond.
So wonderful to be here. My name is Byf. You may know me from my Destiny lore content here on YouTube.
I'm Sam. You might know me from across Twitch or hosting things like GCX or a plethora of other campaigns that I might be in.
And I am CaptainRoBear, the internet storyteller and dungeon master. So, we have gathered this trident of super force and powers of content creators to help bring Larian's Baldur's Gate 3 content to life for the masses, but also to bridge that gap between 5th edition D&D. So we're going to tell you a little bit about what we're looking forward to cover content-wise for you. Lead us off.
So, every single one of us is going to be making content on the channel here, Baldur's Gate and Beyond, every week. The cool thing about that is that it's a whole variety of content. We'll be talking mostly about whatever we want on our individual video topics, but the nice thing is for you guys is we're going to be helping you all understand it. Robear and I, for example, will be making character class and race build guides throughout the game, as well as itemization and various guides to all the different pieces that you can find throughout Baldur's Gate 3 that might be really powerful. If there's a certain legendary item that you might find, we might be covering it. If we want to talk about our favorite spells for a certain class, we might be covering it. All of this content is going to hopefully help you master the world of D&D, but that's not all. Some of you might know that I am somewhat known for lore content. Robear and I will also be making lore content on the world of D&D. And I will sit here and I'll say that right up front, that is a little intimidating, if only because the world of D&D is vast, and it's been built in writing across various different rule sets and books for over 50 years. But the awesome thing is that that means there's tons of cool stuff to cover. Like, did you know that D&D goes to space with Spelljammer? Little tidbits here and there that some people will find out are going to absolutely enthrall them in this game. That's part of the reason why all of us fell in love with it. So, if you're relatively new to the universe of D&D, hopefully we can use those videos to also show you the wonderful aspects of it that you might fall in love with. It's a world with a ton of incredible lore, and I'm just really excited to dive into that. As for the schedule for the content that we'll be making, you can expect to see that when we're up and running, we'll get about 4 videos a week to you, including a campaign that all 3 of us will be in on a regular basis. More on that in a bit. However, at this moment in time, we're just starting out, so maybe expect a slightly slower flow of content at the moment, but when we get there, there will be more fun stuff to see. And the cool thing is that if there's a really, really important release that comes up, like say expansion to Baldur's Gate 3, we'll be all over that and making more content regularly. But that's not the only thing that we'll be looking at when it comes to Baldur's Gate 3 and everything else. Sam, how about that?
Well, aside from all the plethora that Byf has to offer us, which is incredible, and his minor skills of knowing how to give lore content, it's not minor at all, it's a lot. I will be doing my best to bring on special guests. So, as I had mentioned earlier, I do a lot of hosting and whatnot else, which means that I will gladly be able to gather a bunch of people from the community, whether they be creators of BG3 or from D&D to TRPGs, amongst the plethora of incredible role players out there. We're going to want to make sure that we make this as inclusive and just community built as possible. So we'll have bits of videos where we're talking to them. What got them into D&D? What are they expecting out of BG3? Or what are they doing right now? So expect some of that from us and maybe even developers. That would be the coolest thing. But until then, that's something to look forward to that I'm also very much looking forward to. And as Byf had said, we'll be doing our best to cover previews of future content that maybe Larian releases DLCs. So we'll have to see. But until then, Robear, what do you have?
Let's talk about beyond just the lore and the builds part that I will be helping along with Byf during the process of this. Let's talk about that beyond. We are going to include an actual play campaign set inside Larian Studios version and world of Baldur's Gate 3. So we're going to show you how to play inside Larian's rule set. And this is super powerful because we want everybody who's coming along this ride and that may be seeing D&D for the first time, we want to show you the direct pathway to the table. So we're going to use the exact rule sets that they're using inside the game so you can literally port your character and see what it's like to get the true tabletop experience. We're going to be taking our first characters in and plugging them directly into a campaign where we're also going to be able to mirror the game where we have our own friends drop in and drop out of the campaign and go on adventures with us, exploring even more of the story content and possibilities inside this amazing world that both D&D and Larian have helped create under one umbrella. So we're going to get to have this awesome actual play experience. But on top of that, we have more Beyond to cover. We're going to be touching on D&D 5th edition releases, new rule sets, books, the content that you're looking for that is being released for the tabletop version. We want to show you how you can provide value for your tabletop. It's not going to be an all-encompassing breakdown that you can see on some other channels. You have plenty of great places to find that. We want to show you exactly what value you can get in the good stuff out of the content that comes. On top of that, beyond just the official releases, we want to touch on the best third-party content that's out there and show a spotlight on these amazing creators that make magic weapons all the way up to amazing extra adventures that you can plug and play into your campaigns or start all new ones. Just think of the possibilities where we're going to be able to talk about builds inside of Larian's Baldur's Gate 3 that transition to the tabletop that can then become an even cooler build based off of a magic weapon from a third-party creator. So you can see at this point, the combinations are going to be endless of the cool extra value nitty and gritty for all you lovely min-maxers out there. We are going to get our fingers in all of it, and I'm so excited to get to do this because it's just a gem of something to get to work with, especially with all of my friends at the table. And we're going to craft a just beautiful story connection between video game and tabletop, and hopefully this is a bridge that many of you will cross that we hope to create with all of our lovely Beyond content.
So as for now, everybody, thank you so much for visiting this very beginning of a beautiful creation that we hope you're able to learn something from us, learn something with us, as well as just enjoy the plethora of content that we have to provide. So you can expect more videos from us, maybe within the next few days, but in the meantime, this has been Baldur's Gate and Beyond.